Alright, welcome to another exciting Status Quo song review. And this week our random number generator has kicked out number 100. So if we consult our spreadsheet, that gives us the song Who Am I, which is of course from the Rocking All Over the World album. You know, after several nice gatefolds and stuff, this packaging is a bit not the best, but I do think it's a great cover, and the band do look great on the back there in full flight. But for many people, all the Quo songs sound the same. But contrary to this, if you ask many a diehard Quo fan, the band changed their sound in 1977, and they've never been the same since. So obviously the change in sound was, I guess, part of the master plan, which they didn't seem to bother following through on, which was to conquer the United States. So they got in a producer, cleaned up the sound, and then I don't think they even really bothered hitting the States very hard on promoting the album there. And so all their fans back home and the rest of the world were left with a production many of them didn't care for. The weak, tinny, lifeless production is often put at the foot of Pip Williams, who was brought in to produce to this album, to clean it up, make it palpable for the American audience. And it's actually him that wrote this song, Who Am I, along with his songwriting partner Peter Hutchins. And it's described in this book, Status Quo song by song, as a mid-paced and drowsy major key piece with chunky, hypnotically repetitive bass line. I'm not sure if he's praising the song there or deriding it, but chunky bass lines and hypnotic rhythms sounds good to me. But one of the reasons the album sounded kind of thin was because there was too many songs for vinyl to cope with. And the band have kind of said this is due to everyone's wanting to get their song on the album. So there was too many songs, because obviously they want the money for the publishing. And so you think, well, if they're being told, you know, there's going to be too many songs on this album for it to be sonically brilliant, they would think, well, let's ditch the producer's one first, whether you like this song or not, because that's not affecting their royalties or money. And then I guess they could have played rock, paper, scissors to get rid of another song from the other side of the album, and it maybe would have helped the whole sonic production, but they didn't, and the song is on the album. So yes, the song does start with a bit of a slow plodding guitar, but it's good slow plodding guitar. And there's an absence of drums for the first minute and a bit, and it's obviously just the guitars with the vocal over it. And Rossi's really singing this well. It's as the song goes, it's whether you like the production or not, I think it's a great little number here with the guitars and Rossi's vocals. And then when the drums come in after a little lead lick, you know, they only just enhance that as you get the second verse and the second chorus. And it's the kind of thing you'd want from Quo. That kind of hypnotic pulsing guitars shuffling along. And then because after the second chorus there's a wee instrumental break where there's dynamics as it kind of comes down a bit, and they bring in other guitars and acoustic guitars to kind of build it up. And the band progressively, you know, it just builds up into a third verse where, you know, Rossi's vocals are kind of near on soaring at this point, and then it goes into a great guitar solo And the rhythm section really is just cooking here. It really is cooking at its slow pace, if that's such a thing. And under the next kind of verse and chorus. And yeah, it really sounds like they're rocking out, especially when you get into the end section. And Coughlin really feels like he's really laying into his drum kit at this point. You kind of don't want that to end, you want it to be extended somewhat. This, of course, is the album that was has been treated the best, I think, in the back catalogue, as the deluxe edition included a remix. So instead of some terrible bootlegs on the CD2 of the deluxe editions, this one, you get a remix by John Eden, the original engineer. And if you go to his YouTube channel, he's put some great videos up of him talking about remixing each song, and he's sitting there in front of the desk and isolating parts and letting you hear, you know, just the guitars on their own or the harmonised vocals and stuff. It's they're really good videos, much more entertaining and informative than this one, and well worth watching if you haven't seen them before. Or actually, as I went back to this one today before doing this, and I obviously hadn't watched it in a few years, and yeah, it was great to see it again and find out stuff I'd forgotten that I'd found out before. So I mean, the big difference between the two versions of this song is that the remix is obviously a good bit longer, and you get that in the play out. You do get, that's where the main length difference is. So you do get to hear Coughlin laying into his kit more, and as John Eden says, when all the kind of additional guitars and stuff disappear, and you're left with just the basic rhythm section, that's where the real magic of Quo is. So you get a good chunk of that just on the guitar, bass and drum playing out in the song. You see how it's glorious stuff. The other difference in the length is, as he explains, there was something wrong with the original tapes, so he actually ended up editing the intro slightly, so it's a little bit shorter, because he couldn't rescue the start of the tape well enough to have it released. But other than that, I think for this and for all the other songs on that album, the remix really is an enhancement. There's just a bit more life, the songs breathe a bit more, and you can hear all the individual stuff. Although, in the end of the solo in this one, there's a big kind of last note or slidey Rossi, which is quite high up in the mix, and it's a little bit kind of, but it doesn't detract too much for the song. So yeah, it's great. It's great to hear the album given a new life, and I think this is a fantastic song. I wouldn't put it down as my essential Quo, but it's definitely going in the excellent category. And so yes, so that's it for the 26th, I think, random Status Quo song review. And unsurprisingly, next week we should be back with episode 27. Hopefully you'll join me then.